Hey guys, welcome back. This is American Horror Story 1984, episode 6. Episode 100 is the 100th episode of American Horror Story, you guys. What a celebration, okay? So was this episode worthy of being episode 100? I'm gonna have to say I think so. I think it gave me enough to be like, okay, this was cute for a 100th episode. So let me know what y'all think, but those are just my thoughts. Let's get right into what happened this episode, okay? So we start off. It is the year 1985, okay? It is not 1984 no more. 1985. The scene opens up. We're like at a motel or something. We're like, what is going on? Okay, so motel, we get these two different couples. They're staying in like a room and they're speaking a different language, and they're like, look, there's a lot of music coming from down the hall, like go tell whoever's playing all that music to cut that off. Okay, so one lady goes down the hall, and who's playing the loud music? Of course it is the Night Stalker. Okay, the Night Stalker is looking this lady up and down like, what's up? And the lady's like, I got my husband back in the room, like okay. I was like, girl, don't you go in that room, okay? But the Night Stalker was like, yes, this is the only way I should listen to music, full throttle, okay? I said, all right, Night Stalker. He asked the lady to come in. She was like, and so he tried to, like suffocate her and like snuff her a little bit. And Mr. Jingle was like, can you please stop it? Like, this is getting ridiculous, okay? So Mr. Jingles. So Night Stalker and Mr. Jingles, we know from the last episode, have been like, together. The Night Stalker woke him up from the dead using the devil's assistance, okay? So they've been pillaging and plundering around LA, and Mr. Jingles is sick and tired of it, okay? He's like, look, you've killed 11 people. Every time I go to sleep, I see their faces. Like, this is way too much for me, okay? And Night Stalker's like, okay, cool, but you know that contract you had signed whenever I woke you up? Yeah, you gotta keep doing this. So you need to stop all this crying and come on, okay? And so then we see they go back to killing or whatever, and we see Mr. Jingles just in the background while Night Stalker is killing. Like, I don't want to do this no more, okay? I said, well, I mean, I'm sad for you, Mr. Jingles. Now, like, you're not a killer. This isn't you, okay? And so we see from them taking a break, they go to they go to like the little convenience store. And the Night Stalker goes into the convenience store, and Mr. Jingles is like in his car, and he's like playing the music, like everybody hurts. I said, come on, Mr. Jingles, he's just in pain. He doesn't want to. He's not this kind of person, okay? And so then he sees like a newspaper with Night Stalker's face on it, okay? And they're in some type of like Latino neighborhood, so it's in like Spanish. But Mr. Jingle is like, hold up, let me put two and two together. Okay, let me go and like, so he gets out of his car and he gets the newspaper and he's like, look, and he gives it to this woman, and the woman is like, what you want to do with this? And he's like, girl, in there, okay? And so she's like, who is in there? It's that Night Stalker girl. So she, Mr. Jingles is like, do what to do. That's Night Stalker girl. Like, come on, okay? So a Night Stalker comes out the gas station. The woman, she didn't got all her friends or whatever, and they about to jump him, okay? So Night Stalker tries to run. He's successful for a little bit until he gets popped in the head, and they start beating up on him, okay? So at that point, we didn't know if he died or they called the police, but we was like, Night Stalker is done for. And then Mr. Jingles, he drives by where the Night Stalker is getting whooped, and he drinks his tab, and he's like, girl, I told you I wanted out, skirt. Okay, he's out of there, right? And so then we jump to 1989, okay? Back at the camp, it has been 5 years since, Brooke went to jail for all these murders, okay? So 1989, they have this camper. He's trying to take nice pictures of like the camp or whatever, and he gets to one of the cabins, and on the cabin it says, Brooke wants your blood, okay? And it's one of the boarded up cabins, and I said, dang, they is just slandering Brooke's name out here, okay? So then The photographer like walks down by the water, and of course it's Montana sunbathing or whatever. And I was like, Montana is up to no good, okay? So she talks to the photographer, playing with his little fanny pack and stuff, tries to like, flirt with him, and winds up just stabbing your boy. And I was like, well, I mean, Montana has turned into she was evil before because she was trying to kill Brooke, but now she's just like, girl, I don't care. Okay, so she's trying to kill everybody. And so Zay is with her, and they're like, yeah, girl, let's kill everybody. It's not even a big deal, okay? And we see the other campers. The other campers are like, girl, like the older campers from like when Margaret was there. They're like, girl, no, y'all shouldn't be killing people like this. And Zay and Montana like, girl, y'all loosen up. And I said, wow, y'all are some murderers, okay? And it's a bad look. I don't want y'all to be murderers. I want y'all to be the good guys. And I wanted to root for you, Xavier, but girl, I can't, okay? So next we get a scene of, it's still 1989, and we get a scene of Margaret, okay? So where has Margaret been all these years? We see that she is now a real estate mogul, okay? How is she, what type of houses is she selling and buying and whatever? And it is old serial killer homes and places that have had a lot of death and murder from these serial killers. She is buying and flipping them, okay? Well, she's buying them and turning them into like hotels and like extravagant places for tourists to visit, to come and stay there where the murders happened and stuff like that. So that's how she's got a little fortune, okay? And who is right by her side? Trevor, okay? So we're like, how did this happen, okay? And so then we go back to 1985, okay? Because we thought that Margaret had killed Trevor because she stabbed him, okay? Right after she tried to kill Mr. Jingles. And so Trevor didn't die. So we see Trevor in the hospital, and Trevor had requested for Margaret to come talk to him, okay? And Margaret was like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy that you survived the knife and everything, and it was so tragic what happened. Oh my gosh. She's trying to act like, what does he know? Like, girl, does he have his memory still? And Trevor's like, yeah, it's just crazy. It's such a coincidence how you survived 2 murders. Maybe like you had something to do with it, girl. Like maybe something like that. Like what's going on, okay? And Margaret is like, look, stop playing these games. I did it. So like, what you want, okay? And like, are the cops coming, girl? And he's like, you know what? I was thinking about calling the cops, but you know what's better? If you give me some of that fortune you got, keep me quiet, girl, because you got them lawyers and stuff. And if I try to, call the cops, it's gonna be my word against yours and all these lawyers. So, cough up that money, okay? And Margaret is like, why don't I just like do something better than that? Why don't I marry you? And he's like, girl, what you mean? And he's like, she's like, well, if we get married, then you can't testify against me because your spouse can't testify against you. So we get married, boo. Okay, so that's how they got married, and they can't stand each other. They hate each other, okay? And so then we get a cameo from Leslie Jordan, okay? Leslie Jordan, who is now Courtney in American Horror Story 1984, okay? He is her assistant or whatever, and he I don't know where they got this wig, but I was like, y'all are ridiculous for this little wig. It had hair shooting up here, shooting up there, and it was like down in the back. I was like, girl. But I'm so glad Leslie is back for this season. Hopefully he stays for the rest of the season. But he pops in, with Margaret and Trevor, and he's like, girl, did y'all hear about Brooke? Like, Brooke lost her last appeal. She's headed for the death chair. What is it? Lethal injection, okay? And so they're like, girl, we might have to go see that, okay? So then we cut to Brooke. Brooke is in San Quentin, okay? She's on death row. She's walking down one of the halls. She sees the Night Stalker in one of the cells. The Night Stalker's like, girl, I'm glad you in here. And, Montana wanted this. And Brooke's like, well, I gutted her from the top to the bottom, so she's probably somewhere in hell right now. And Night Stalker's like, if she's that lucky. And I said, okay, Night Stalker, here you go with that foolishness, okay? And so then we cut back to the camp, and Ray is there, Ray is dead. Ray is mad that Montana and Xavier are out here just killing people willy-nilly. He's like, look, I'm tired of y'all killing people in the front of the camp. Like, this is getting ridiculous. Somebody's gonna come see this foolishness. Like, people are coming and seeing that y'all killing people. It's just getting out of hand, okay? And Xavier's like, girl, loosen up, okay? Because, like, I was trying to be nice on the other side of, when I was living. It didn't, look where that got me. Look where that got me. I said, Xavier, but you like literally hit somebody in the middle of the road on the way to the camp, and you was trying to say that you didn't hit him. So you say good, but I'm like, what you mean? You was trying to be good, or like, maybe good is subjective, okay? But he's like, girl, it wasn't working out for me, and now I'm just killing people willy-nilly with my girl Montana, so just calm down, okay? And so they see a newspaper, with Brooke, with the headline saying that Brooke is, about to be killed, lethal injection style, okay? And Montana's like, yes, this is what she gets, okay? Like, she killed me. Like, she deserves it, okay? And they see one of the campers, and Ray is like, girl, maybe you shouldn't come down here because these some cold-blooded killers behind the girl. He doesn't say that, but he's trying to like stall. And he's like, girl, where is Xavier? Xavier goes and kills the camper. I said, Ray, they're getting out of hand. Ray is like, yes, girl, they're out of hand. Like, I'm tired of cleaning up y'all's messes. This is the last time. I said, I don't know, but okay. So, then we cut to Brooke back in her cell. Brooke is going through it. She is hearing the Night Stalker talk and giving this whole long monologue about how it's going to be when she gets, injected with that lethal dose of whatever that is, and, making it sound very brutal. And he's like, girl, you know how to stop it? If you come and join me. And Brooke is like, nah, I'm good, okay? And he's like, how dare you, okay? And then we cut back to Margaret and Courtney. They are in like her office or whatever, and they're going through some of their deals and whatnot. And Courtney's like, girl, we have been, some deals haven't been going through. And she's like, girl, doesn't everybody want murderous attractions in their small towns? Like, girl, what is they doing? Okay, I said, Margaret's out of hand. Then Trevor pops up in the room, and Trevor's like, girl, look what's going on at Camp Redwood. Okay, so he hands her a newspaper, and the headline is that Camp Redwood is getting some murders again. Okay, some people have been showing up dead at Camp Redwood. Why? Because of Montana and Xavier, girl. So so Courtney's like, oh my gosh, we still own that place. Like, they're gonna come and sue us, girl. And Margaret is like, let me think. We might be able to spin this into something good, okay? I said, whatever you're thinking, girl, it's not gonna be good. It's not gonna be good, okay? So then we cut to Mr. Jingles. Mr. Jingles, I was like, Mr. Jingles has found some peace. Okay, we see that he is with like a woman and a baby, and that's his wife and his child in Alaska. Okay, he met a woman who used to be a prostitute, and apparently he saved her or whatever, so they got together and had a baby in Alaska. He's working at the local Blockbuster. Okay, I was like, this is so nice. Okay, she knows that he used to be accused of killing people and stuff like that. So he must have been really nice and open with her and told her everything, and she still accepted him. I was like, that is so cute. Okay, so he goes to work at the Blockbuster and stuff, and he's really enjoying his job at the Blockbuster. He's about to get like a promotion or whatever. So I was like, that is so cute. Okay, and so then we cut to Margaret's evil self. Margaret is at Camp Redwood, and we're like, what are you up to, sis? And she has like a huge banner over her head, and it is like that Camp Redwood is going to be turned into a music festival. Okay, she already has like some big names lined up from the early 80s or whatever, and people can come and they can experience what it was like to live in the cabins and stuff where people were killed and murdered. And one of the reporters is like, girl, like, there's literally people still being killed here. Like, there's literally blood still on the deck. Like, what is going on? And she's like, girl, doesn't everybody want to, like, have some fun, like, risk their lives? Like, girl, what is the big idea? Like, y'all are doing the most, okay? And then we see Chet, okay? And Chet is in, like, in the bushes or whatever. And he's like, girl, this is my chance. Like, she has to die. She's trying to open a music festival here. Like, girl, she has to die, okay? Remember, Margaret was on that boat with Chet, and she put an anchor to his leg and, you know, whoop, popped him over. So I think he's dead at this point. He did say he was describing how he was dying, so either he almost died or he died. I'm gonna say he died, okay? So he wants revenge, and Montana stops him, and she's like, girl, you can't do this in front of all these people, girl. We're gonna have our revenge later. We're gonna pop her later, okay? I said hopefully, because somebody has to stop her, okay? And so then we cut back to the Night Stalker, and he gets a visit from some girl who's over here showing him her chest or whatever. And she's like, you know, did you hear about Camp Redwood, girl? They're opening it up because it's about to be a music festival. And, you know, I could, you know, get you a recording of your favorite bands, because like Billy Idol is gonna be performing there, and you know he loves Billy Idol, so she's like, I can give you a recording, girl. It's gonna be like a bootleg recording, and I can slip it to you in prison. And he's like, you know what? All of these like washed up 80s singers, nobody's gonna remember in the next decade. Like, I don't want to be like that. I want to be like immortalized. I want to be like a huge like serial killer and like to be immortalized, you know. So like it gets him an idea, okay? So the next scene we have the guards. It is Brooke's time to get killed, okay? So the guards come, the priests come. The priest is trying to like give her like, you know, this is your last chance to come to Jesus, and she like, nah, I'm good, you know. So Brooke is just like, she's like, I'm about to die, and it's whatever. So the Night Stalker, he's in his cell, and he's like, you know, praying. He has his little stuff on the ground. He's like praying. He's like, look, I don't know why you have me in here. Like, I want to be immortal. Please answer my prayer requests. And so they have him and Brooke's storyline kind of playing in this whole scene. And while he's praying, Brooke is in there. They're wheeling her into the lethal injection thing. They're strapping her up. And they're like, Brooke, do you have any last words, okay? And Brooke's like, Margaret, I know you in there. You sick. You wanted to watch me die. Girl, something is wrong with you. Seriously. And you know the truth. I know the truth, girl. And she spits on the window. And Margaret is like, girl, you know, I'm definitely in here to see this, girl. So, like, let's get this show on the road. I said, Margaret is true evil, okay? So then we come back to the Night Stalker. And something is happening on the ground. Some black smoke is coming from, like, the newspaper he has at the center of his little sigil. And we're like, girl, his prayers are getting answered, okay? And so the black smoke travels from like in like the vents and stuff like that, and it goes to one of the police officers and basically possesses the police officer, okay? And so we see, you know, Brooke, they're putting all the stuff into Brooke, and it seems like she's dead, and they pronounce her dead like 12:02. They're like, you know, Brooke her sentence has been fulfilled. She's dead. Y'all go about your business, okay? And Margaret is upset. She's like, girl, this was so anticlimactic. Girl, what? Like, I just watched her go to sleep. That was it. So she's really upset because she is crazy. And so they wheel Brooke out. And then we see the Night Stalker, the police officer that he had possessed. He's like taking him out the hall. So we're like, girl, where's the Night Stalker going? Is he like getting out? Okay. So then we cut to Brooke, and we thinking that Brooke is dead, like in the back area somewhere. And we see that even in the room where she was getting injected, there was somebody in there injecting her with like a hole. They were all covered up, so we couldn't see that person. And so that person is in there with her in the back room, and they take off all their stuff, and it is Nurse Rita, y'all. So Nurse Rita's in the back. She put something into Brooke, and Brooke is breathing again. So Brooke is alive. Nurse Rita's like, girl, welcome to the land of the living, okay? So Nurse Rita is trying to get on her repentance, okay? It seems like she's trying to do the right thing right now. Nurse Rita's trying to be good, okay? So then we go back to Alaska, okay? This was sad, because I was like, the Night Stalker, the Mr. Jingles didn't deserve this, okay? Back in Alaska, Mr. Jingles got off of work. He was trying to get people not to buy any horror movies because there was too much violence, girl. You know, they were like, girl, no, just give me my horror movies, okay? He was like, how about you watch something else? Like, Who Shot Mr. Rabbit is a little better, you know? Just something like that. Who Shot Mr. Rabbit? Who Shot Roger Rabbit? I don't know what I said before, but Who Shot Roger Rabbit, okay? He goes home, and he's like trying to talk to his wife, and of course it's, you know, It's not looking good. His wife isn't responding. He goes in the back room. He sees that his wife is dead, yo. And I was like, dang. The way the Night Stalker killed her, it was just ridiculous. He had blood all over the walls and everything. And I was like, oh, poor Mr. Jingles. Like, Mr. Jingles does not deserve all of this. And so he's looking for his baby, and luckily his baby is safe and sound or whatever. And the Night Stalker put a note on the baby. He was like, look, the devil is going to find you, and he's going to, we have some work to do, basically. I forgot exactly what was on the note, but basically he was like, girl, this is what happens, okay? And so Mr. Jingles is so upset. He brings his baby to his sister-in-law, leaves her on the doorstep, and the sister-in-law was like, girl, like, what are you doing, okay? And basically he's like, look, like, evil is going to follow me all my life. Like, I don't want my son to be a part of this. Like, won't you raise him? Because, girl, around me, it's just going to be heartbreak and misery. And I was like, that's so sad. Okay, so that was pretty much it for this whole episode, you guys. Like, was it episode 100 worthy? Was it good enough? Was it climatic enough? I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Like, it gave me what I needed. Was it like everything I needed? No, but it gave me, it met certain requirements. Okay, so that was it. Let me know what y'all thought in the comments below. Go ahead and like the video if you haven't liked it, subscribe, and hit the bell so you get notified when I post these videos. And I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.